Welcome, you beautiful people, to this Healmeal podcast. This episode is going to be in English because we're welcoming the beautiful Antonia today. I'm honored to share a Healmeal with you.
Cheers. Thank
It's
you
like
for having me.
a little ritual, eat a Healmeal, and share a little bit about what we feel right now, share a little bit about our journey. And Antonia, you are, let's bring all the labels out. You are a mother
A mother.
of your beautiful son Ziggy,
Yes.
who's with us here today, who is just lighting up this room. You are a breathwork facilitator,
Yes.
helping people find balance in their life with this beautiful free tool. But also, what I really like about just following you around, what you do is you live really close to the roots, and you try to be as connected to earth and to a natural lifestyle as possible. And before we get into anything wild, if you want to share something about yourself, who you are, where you come from, but also what you really enjoy about existence right now in this moment.
Okay, well, where I came from, I basically started my health journey because when I was younger, I was really sick. I suffered a major concussion, and that kept me in bed for a really long time, and I couldn't really function in the world. And that was kind of the starting point of a lot of health issues and sicknesses that stemmed from there. And I got autoimmune diseases after that. I suffered from depression. They diagnosed me with arthritis, fibromyalgia, all sorts of stuff. And I just never felt like doctors had answers. It was always like, this is your problem forever, and you're gonna have to take this medication. And there was just something that felt off with me always when I heard those things. Yeah. So that kind of started me doing my own research. And because I had a concussion and was depressed and was in my bed all the time, I was on the computer researching all of these things all the time. So it'd be like 3 a.m. in the morning, and I'm like searching about the food system, and like the people who own the food system also own the weapons manufacturers, also own like the water supply, like everything. I was just in a little
Down the rabbit
hole at 15 years old, in the rabbit hole. And that kind of started my journey. So like getting sick really helped me, I guess, be where I am, because I don't know if I would be where I am today.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's, if I go into it, it's going to take a long time, but it kind of led me to breathwork and then holistic health, and food was what I started with. Like, I found out how poisoned our food system is, our soil, how depleted it is. And that was like my passion. I had a bakery that was a paleo bakery. And that was my passion. And then it kind of expanded from there. But that's why I love what you're doing, because I'm obsessed with food. And yeah, it all stemmed from there.
You just mentioned the word rabbit hole, and I feel like we're really kind of diving into all sorts of rabbit holes at the moment. One of them is the biohacking kind of lifestyle. And I feel like we're into all these gadgets, these technologies, these EMF frequencies.
Yes.
They're not super healthy, like in the end, but they're helping us and guiding us towards more health. But also, I feel like more like I would love for you to share what are the true foundations of health that you feel.
Yeah. So when I think this, sometimes like I think about this a lot, and it's like, if you're not doing the basics, I don't start with the peptides and the red lights and all of these things, because I mean, you're just wasting your money if your foundation isn't good. I mean, those things can all be amazing and important and work, but if you're not hydrated, you're not eating right, you're not moving, you're not thinking right, the other one's breathing, and your sleep and your circadian rhythm is all off, it doesn't matter. Like, you're just wasting your money, you're throwing it out basically. So what I just mentioned there, those are all the foundations of health. And it's really, I mean, health can be complicated, but it's really simple at the same time. And most of the things are free to do. Like, getting morning sunlight is so important, and it's free. Breathing properly is so important, and it's free. And like, one of the things that is hard is food. because it's not free. So I understand some people can't access healthier foods. But my thing is just like, where do you invest your money and your time? So I'm sure some people spend like $200 at the bar on the weekend, and then they say like organic food is too expensive. So it just totally depends where you want to invest in. But those are my foundation right there.
Since breathing is free, why do you think we kind of forget this superpower all the time?
I don't know if we forget or if we just don't know. You just take it for granted because you're always breathing. So people don't know the biomechanics behind it or the science behind it. That's why I'm really passionate about it, because with just a little bit of education, people can take control of their nervous systems, their bodies. They can have better digestion. They can sleep better. They can get rid of their anxiety. It's like so cool. And yeah, so if just like a little bit of education, like you can give that to people, then they can take control of that themselves.
Yeah, I agree. And I feel like, dude, we're put into so much existential fear right now from so many things. Like 2025 is a wild time to be alive.
It's also crazy. Every time
it
I
has
open
so
my
many
phone,
benefits, right?
Yeah,
Ben and Jerry's pizza. I'm saying that like I'm consuming it, but I'm not actually right now, even though I love it from time to time. But dude, the impressions we get from Instagram alone, like we're not used to that as humans. It's just too much. And I feel like the more poison we put into our body unconsciously, it's just adding to that stress so much. The body's in constant state of recovery and repair. And I feel like what we really want to do with Healmeal is to actually guide or hold space for people to help them have like a choice that is not poison. We even prep this food with remineralized osmosis water, no microplastics, no fucking heavy metals, and no like pesticides. We really try to go to the end to really help not put even more stress into the body. I feel like this basis, like the breath and like all these morning sunlight, these tools, we have to really like try and open up like this information to the people. Whoever wants to step in is more than invited, but there is no must at least. And I wonder, because there are so many people like living in this realm and trying to go through life and surviving, and it's totally fine. But we have a next generation coming up, and you have a son. Like, how do you model that to Ziggy?
I mean, I really think about everything that I do, and like it could sound stressful to some people. I know sometimes my mom's like, "Oh, like relax a little bit," but I feel good doing that. Like it doesn't stress me out to think about how my actions are going to change my son's life, or like what kind of impact that's going to be. Like I don't want to just one day be like, I did my, like a lot of parents, I did my best, like I tried my best. I'm like, but did you really like ever take time to like think about the food you're giving them, or the words that you're saying, or how it's affecting them? And like when we live in that constant stressed out state, we cannot have like those conscious thoughts that we're like, do I like this what I'm doing? Do I not like this, right? So I think reducing the amount of external stressors as much as possible with like food, breathing, so you can be in that calm state, so your decisions can be made out of like thoughtfulness and love versus fear. Because when you're living fearfully, like you've seen it in many recent things that have happened in our society, when people are scared, they make decisions that later on they're like, I wish I didn't do that. So I think it's just about living how I want him to live in the future too. And like, it's funny because with the Healmeal, I'm so picky about what I feed my family, and like even the fact that you guys think about the packaging, because I think about that stuff. Like it'll say healthy in the grocery store, but I'm like, okay, what's it packaged by? Who's it made by? Like all of the things, not just the end product, if that makes sense. But yeah, just showing him through my actions who I like, what I think a good person is, or what I think a conscious person is. And like, I can't ever force him to be something. He's gonna turn out however he wants. But if he has a good foundation, like if he has the health, like your gut produces, I think it's 90% of your serotonin. So if he's like happy because his gut's happy, he's gonna make better decisions when he grows up, and he's gonna be a better human. And like, I just see stuff on social media all the time where I'm like, it's just traumatized people who didn't have a good parental system raising them, doing all these awful things. And like, if we can raise our kids, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to change the world by raising my child so he's a good person. And like, if you feed him right, if you teach him proper techniques, if you're kind to him, holding him, loving him, hydrate him, get him sunlight, like he's gonna be a better person.
Dude, you touched on so many points.
Yeah, there's like a lot, but I think I thought about it even before I had him, and I was never really like, oh, I need to have kids. But before I had him, I would always think, oh, I wouldn't do this with my kid. Oh, I wouldn't. So I think about it a lot, and not in a stressful way, but in just like I have a human, I should think about it.
And I feel like the more you work on yourself, the easier it is for you to just share these like lessons that you learn onto Ziggy.
Yeah.
I love that you shared about the packaging. This is actually what it's about. You don't just try and market the product that you have, but you actually like go the whole mile. Like you see where can you like be in most harmony with the planet, like as you can, as the like technology is available right now. I mean, we use the composting trays that we have there, this PLA foil that we put on top. We really try to be as healthy with the planet as we can. Like it's important. But I also love that you touched on that you're so picky with what you put in the body. And what I love when I love watching your stories is when you put like beef into the Healmeals. And we marketed it as like plant-based meals, but we don't have a dogma attached to it, like in the Healmeal team. We just say, hey, this is like a basis that you can have, like a foundation. If you want to add eggs, if you want to add sauerkraut, whatever, like what do you like to pimp your Healmeal with?
I like to put beef with it, or eggs I really like too. I find it's perfect because like this last week we're moving, so it's been crazy, but I still don't want to like succumb to the easy way out. So this was the easy way out for me, which is so nice. It was the sides of all of our meals. Like I would just cook a protein and then add this as a side, and like I feel fine. It's not like I'm giving up my morals. Whereas if I'm going to order food out, it's usually giving up my morals and what I believe in, because it's about everything. It's even about the stuff that the public doesn't see, right? Like as a company, I had a company myself, a food company, and it's about what you're doing when nobody else will see it. And like I know you, so I know that what you're doing behind the scenes is just as like good as the finished product or what you show on social media.
We just give our best. That's all we can do.
That's all you can do.
Literally all we can do.
Yeah.
If you like, let's say, if you could share a few things that you learned connecting back to the roots and to the natural way of living practically that you could pass on to the viewer, what would it be, for example? Like you mentioned the sunlight. Like just throw a few out here.
Maybe I could throw one for each foundation. So for like circadian rhythm, I would say the most important thing to do is get morning sunlight as soon as you wake up. Don't check your phone. Don't like have that blue light. Go get the morning sunlight first thing as soon as possible. And if you have kids, take them outside as soon as possible. Or even if you open a window, the light bounces, so it'll come into the room, and at least that's something, right? And then hydration, add a pinch of salt in your water when you're drinking it. That's going to keep you more hydrated than not. Your thinking, that's a hard one because there's so much like psychology and things, and different things work for different people. But if you are eating well, if you are breathing well, if you are sleeping well, your thinking kind of takes care of itself. Like you're going to be way more clear and like happier. So I think if you do all the rest, the thinking kind of works itself out. Eating before Healmeal, I would say cook all your meals yourself at home, because when you're eating out, you have no idea. Like even if you're not going to be like eating a certain diet or a special way, if you're just eating pasta and pizzas and things like that, burgers, like cook them at home. That's going to make you so much healthier. Like you know everything that's going in it. You have no idea what inorganic compounds and sugars and things are going in food when you eat out. So that would definitely be it. And for movement, I would say find something that feels good to you, and not that you're just doing it because you think you're going to get abs or get muscles. Like, find something that you actually enjoy doing, because when you're happy, you're healthier. And breathing, like, just focus on your breath and slow it down. That's the number one thing for breathing. Like, there's different techniques you can do and releases and things like that. But for health, start to notice, like, breathing into your belly and, like, taking slow, quiet breaths. Like, you shouldn't be hearing yourself breathe. It should be very slow. So those are my foundational principles, I would say. If you start there and do all of that, you're going to be so far ahead of most people and their health. So
I feel like the more you take care of that emotional state of yours, the more naturally you'll gravitate towards food that is actually in alignment with that healthy state. Because let's be honest, man, like, most of what we eat nowadays is just to numb down our emotional pain, because we simply cannot deal with it.
Yeah.
Some people smoke the cigarettes, some people smoke the weed, some people whatever they want to do. But dude, sugar is the drug.
Yeah, it feels
like,
good
let's be
to
honest.
eat for a little bit.
Fast
Like,
food
for
and
a
shit,
little
yeah.
bit, yeah. Like, it feels that hit of, like, your taste buds. Like, yeah.
Let's forget everything that's pulling me down there.
Yeah, I don't really ever eat at restaurants or eat out mostly, but I even know if I, like, bake something at home, the sugar hit. It's like maple syrup and coconut sugar, but it still gets, it's like, I need more of this. So, yeah, just cutting out as much of those things as you can.
My gosh. Yeah, thanks for putting awareness there. It's very important.
Yeah.
So you really feel like being so picky and not eating a restaurant, you feel Healmeal is doing the deal for you and your family?
It was so nice. Honestly, I'm not saying this because I'm here, but we had them in the freezer because Andrew got a bunch of them, and I just always cook, so I never had an opportunity to use them. And this week when we were moving, I'm like, oh, this is so perfect. Like, it tastes good, and it's just, I know what's in it, and I just feel good about eating them. So easy to. And now there's not really an excuse for people to be like, it takes too long to cook a good meal, because I'm like, get a little protein quickly and throw this in the oven and you're good.
I'm so happy.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
amazing. Yeah, thank you.
Before we, like, close it off, I'd love to, if you feel like it, do you want to share, like, a small breathing technique that we can pass on to the viewer?
Yeah. Okay.
Anything that would help him calm him down. Like a very easy thing that he could do anywhere.
Yeah, so we can do it together now. We're going to, and I don't really like when people count the breaths, because everyone has different lung capacity. So if you're counting and you have a huge lung capacity versus a small one, like, it's creating a whole different effect to one person than the other. So I like to give cues for people to feel good, or find what feels good for them. But something, you can sit up tall, and when you breathe, you always want to breathe through your nose. It's very important, unless you have a medical condition, and then just breathe any way you can if that's the case. And then you're going to breathe so your belly expands. That means breathing into your diaphragm, and you're breathing into your diaphragm if your belly is expanding. So when you breathe, you can just take if you want to have a calming effect, you can take a really slow, calm breath in and feel your belly expand. And hold your breath at the top once you're done taking that breath in for a couple seconds, maybe like 3 to 5 seconds. And then once you're done holding your breath, you take a really long, slow breath out and feel your belly contract in. And then you're going to hold your breath again at the bottom for like 3 to 5 seconds. And you can do this for like a few minutes. You can do it for 10, 20 minutes. And this is going to activate that parasympathetic system and put you in a really calm state. And it's also really good for athletes and stuff to do these kind of breath holds as well. But yeah, this is going to put you in that calm state. I usually do this, like, I've had 2 public speaking things this last week, and I usually do this to just, like, calm me down when I feel that little bit of jittery energy, nervousness, and then I can get back into my body and my brain stops, like, cycling, and yeah, it feels really good.
Like for everybody, sitting in the train towards works. I don't know about car, because you still got to be aware of traffic and everything.
No
Gotta stand
breath holds, but
Peter
you could
Ringers.
do the slow
Little bit.
breathing without the breath holds when you're driving, and it's so good. You want to try to stack it on top of things where you're like, I already like taking your son on a stroller ride. Like, I'm already walking, I'm already doing something. So, and if I don't have time today, I can do my breathing while I'm walking him. Like, that makes it convenient. Like, this is convenience, but healthy for you. If you don't have time to sit there and do a meditation or a full breath work, just make it convenient and do it when you're watching TV at night. If you're really tired, whatever, you can just stack it on top of something.
And then imagine, the more you calm yourself down, the more you become the oasis of other people, of calmness.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Suddenly you are actually changing the world by changing yourself.
People feel it. You walk into a room, they can feel people who are more open, have that calm energy, or who are like closed off, nervous, anxious. Like, you feel that from other people, so people feel it from you as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Antonia, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Such an
Thanks
honor.
for
Thank
having
you so
me.
much.
Really appreciate it.
Let's finish
Have a
this
delicious.
beautiful meal. Cheers.
I've been
Thank you so
waiting
much.
to eat this.
Guys, thank you so much for watching this episode with Antonia. I would be so glad if you could share whatever you learned from this episode into the comments. And yeah, until then, we'll enjoy this chickpea checkout, delightfully salted. And yeah, let's have it.
Thank you.
Thanks for
It's so
watching. See you
good.
next time.